Marvel, DC, both movie universes have become extremely popular over the past 10 years. Personally, I actually grew up on DC and Transformers. Every toy I had was one of the two. Optimus Prime here, Megatron there, and Batman swinging in to kick both of their asses. Every now and then I had an X-Men toy or a Spider-Man toy, but Marvel was never really front and center. I can remember the X-Men and Spider-Man cartoons. I can remember what they looked and felt like, but the Batman show and the Justice League shows, and Teen Titans for that matter, I can remember full plot lines, even full episodes. Just the DC, even the DC cartoon full features are still some of my favorite movies all time, like Batman Mask of the Phantasm or Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. These things were really prevalent in my childhood. I even loved all 4 late 80s, 90s Batman movies. You know, the Keaton, Val Kilmer, even the George Clooney one. I really liked Batman and Robin as a kid, but I was a kid, granted. I was born in 94. But I do believe Batman Forever is actually the best of all 4, but that's a topic for another day. Point is, Batman, and as a result, DC was my thing as a kid, and as I grew up, it stayed that way. If you had asked me who my favorite superhero was, I would have said Green Lantern. John Stewart's Green Lantern, to be more specific. Well, come on, guys. Of course, as a black man, I'm probably gonna, as a black kid, I'm gonna gravitate towards, the black guy. But I also had green as my favorite color, so it was just the best of both worlds, Mom loved Static Shock as well, so I was just into that thing, I was just into it, you guys. This is just how it was. But as I got older, I stayed with DC. You can point to the Dark Knight trilogy and DC Animation and Man of Steel for that. They solidified that. I remember being blown away when I saw Man of Steel. I was like 18, something like that. But let's be honest. I gotta be honest. Since 2008, the MCU, or their Marvel Cinematic Universe for the uninitiated, has become extremely popular. Since Iron Man, Iron Man 2, that sparked a really fantastic universe, and I must give them huge kudos. Honestly, their movies have been extremely entertaining. The Avengers movie is entertaining. Age of Ultron is very entertaining. I even like Thor: The Dark World. A lot of people don't like that movie, but I actually like Thor: The Dark World. Get off of Thor: The Dark World's ass, people. But yeah, so I actually must admit that Marvel has put out an extremely good, cohesive universe of movies that is very entertaining pretty much every go around. And they have become very popular to the point where, even though they would like to downplay this, they have kind of caused a rift between both companies, Marvel and DC. They kind of made you lean one way or another. They would try to act like this is not true, but it is complete horseshit, I promise. They are definitely competing. It's obvious. I mean, come on, guys. Civil War, Captain America Civil War, and Batman v Superman came out around the same time, and they had such a similar preface. Let's put our 2 best heroes against each other and make the fans side with one or the other. That was obvious. That was obvious. Just for a third party to pop up at the end and make them become semi-friends at the end. Come on, let's go, guys. Let's be honest here. But this same thing is happening again with Justice League and Thor Ragnarok. Have you seen the Justice League and Thor Ragnarok trailers? My God, are they fantastic. I'm really praying that Justice League pulls out and puts a Green Lantern in this movie. They dropped a little hint that Superman is going to be in this movie at the end of the trailer. And Thor Ragnarok showed us that Hulk figured out how to speak. Ain't that some shit? I didn't think Hulk would actually be able to form full sentences and speak. I mean, he sounds a little bit like a Neanderthal, but hey, it's Hulk. So to be able to hear him say more than Hulk smash is pretty cool. So that movie looks fantastic. There were some shots in the Thor Ragnarok trailer that looked like a painting. So I'm telling you, you can act like these 2 companies are competing for your love and for your fandom, but they are competing. I mean, the Justice League trailers, Thor Ragnarok trailers, they came out in the same day, same weekends. Come on, guys. Let's be honest here. The 2 movies come out in the same month. They're like 2-3 weeks apart. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. So what I want to know is, who are you gonna see? Who are you siding with? Which movie do you want to see next? Thor Ragnarok or Justice League? Or are you gonna go to see both? I personally, Thor Ragnarok is making me want to see it, but I might not. Not out of love for DC, but I don't know. We'll see when the time comes. But the movie looks fantastic. The next Avengers movie looks really good. Infinity War. But yeah, guys. So which are you gonna see? Which one are you siding with? Which movie verse are you liking more? Are you liking the DC universe and how they're assembling the Justice League? They got a lot of movies coming out soon now. Obviously they got Aquaman coming out next year. They just announced that they have the Flash movie called Flashpoint in works. They have the Shazam movie. I don't know if you guys know about Shazam, but Shazam is awesome. They got that movie in the works. Green Lantern Corps, a new Batman movie, which might be a trilogy. They got a ton of stuff in the works, as well as Wonder Woman 2, Suicide Squad 2, and the like. Marvel has a slate of very impressive movies coming out. Obviously Thor Ragnarok, but they also have Avengers Infinity War. They also have another Spider-Man sequel coming out. Black Panther, which looks ridiculous, coming out. So they're both. Who are you siding with, guys? Who do you want to see more? Personally, who do you think is better? I personally think Marvel has a better movie track record. I mean, they've got like 3 times as much movies out in the past 10 years. So I feel like they've pretty much have a nice standard to them, and they all meet that standard. They don't really have any flops, not necessarily. DC kind of does, but DC, like I said, has like a third of the movies, but this is still a very good conversation, a good argument. So that's a point to DC, the fact that they actually have this. Like, if you think about it, you got 3 times as many movies and they're all pretty much good. Shouldn't the other company not even hold a flame to you? Shouldn't DC not be able to hold a flame to Marvel? But they do, because their movies, I think, have a little bit more impact. They're a little bit more, their characters are a little bit more thought out, a little bit more godly and more interesting. Their heroes and their villains. So I feel like their movies have a little bit more impact, a little bit more heart to them. But Marvel has a little bit more entertaining movies, more fun in their movies, more comedy, obviously, in their movies. So, though Wonder Woman might have something to say about that. That's my, you gotta bring out the Forrest Gump voice, say about that. Either way, guys, let's talk about this. Who do you side with? Which movies are you gonna see? And the Justice League would totally kick the Avengers' ass. Come on, guys. You know Batman never loses, and Superman is Superman. Come on. And we just found out Wonder Woman's a demigod. The only Avenger that could even hold a flame to those guys would be Hulk and Thor, and those guys are softies sometimes. But seriously, guys, who do you side with? Let's talk about this. Get in the comment section, subscribe, like the video. Let's see.